Once Paulette and her husband owned a beer restaurant, and everything was going well for them. Their business was thriving, and they had a wonderful daughter, Agnes. What more could one dream of? But many years pass, and everything changes completely. Paulette, now a widow, goes to confession and tells the priest that she threw cockroaches into the food of the Asians who took her restaurant away. The woman also complains that she dislikes her daughter's husband because he is black. The priest, also black, rolls his eyes and advises her not to blame all foreigners for her misfortunes. Giving in to hatred is sinful. But Paulette, possessing a truly nasty character, hates people and does not hesitate to show it. She barely makes ends meet, and therefore does not shy away from stealing food at the market. In general, the woman is angry at the whole world, especially at the neighbors, who constantly irritate her. The only person Paulette ever loved was her husband. She misses him deeply. It has been exactly 10 years since his death. Perhaps if he had not become addicted to alcohol, they would not have lost their business. Paulette diligently takes care of her husband's grave. One day a man approaches her, whose wife is buried nearby. The man tries to be kind, but receives nothing but rudeness in return. Returning home late one night, Paulette notices local guys engaged in illegal dealings. She has never seen so much cash before. Sometimes Paulette has to look after her grandson, Leo, because the boy's parents are busy at work. The elderly woman does not hide her displeasure. She dislikes her grandson because of the color of his skin. One day the doorbell rings. It is Agnes's husband, a police officer, and his colleague. They are investigating a case involving the distribution of illegal substances. A local guy named Jeremy was recently arrested. Behaving unusually politely, Paulette invites the officers inside and tries to find out from them how profitable such a business can be. When she hears that some people earn around 500,000 euros a year, and more, her shock knows no bounds. Jeremy is just a street-level dealer. The police are trying to get to his boss, a certain Vito. From that moment on, Paulette begins to keep an eye on the local dealers, studying how this business is organized. At that point, bailiffs show up to seize her property to cover outstanding debts. Paulette has been behind on her loan for a year already. She is a chronic defaulter. The bailiffs take the furniture while the elderly woman tries to stop them. She is especially reluctant to give up the television. But against the law, she is powerless. Her phone has also been disconnected due to unpaid bills. Since she has nothing left to lose anyway, Paulette tracks down Vito, a local crime boss, and declares that she wants in. This only causes laughter from Vito and his associates, and they throw the elderly woman out. Paulette meets for a game of cards with her longtime friends, Maria, Lucienne, and Renee, who suffers from Alzheimer's. They get together every week. Paulette makes it clear with her entire demeanor that she dislikes what is going on. Then she continues to observe Vito's people. Spotting the police, the guys scatter in all directions, and one of them drops a box of product, which ends up straight in Paulette's hands. She goes back to Vito and returns the box, thus proving her loyalty. She only wants him to give her a job because she does not even have money for food. After all, who would suspect an old woman? Vito decides that this makes sense and gives her a trial batch. They will split the proceeds 90-10. This suits Paulette, and at home she tries to portion out the goods, but the task is complicated by the fact that she has no idea how it is properly done. Paulette goes to the police station and asks her son-in-law, Usman, to show her where the evidence storage is. He finds his mother-in-law's request strange, but complies nonetheless. This way Paulette gets a clear look at what packaged, ready-for-sale product is supposed to look like. The woman heads to an underground passage and begins approaching passers-by, offering them substances for sale. She does not know how to act, so at first things do not go well. Some people even think she is working for the police. But gradually Paulette gets the hang of it, and sells out the entire batch by the end of the day. People prefer buying from her, rather than from the thugs who usually sell. Vito is impressed by Paulette's success and provides her with a new batch. As she walks down the street, a police dog catches the scent of contraband. Paulette quickens her pace. The dog leads the officers straight to her and barks loudly, trying to sink its teeth into her bag. Usman intervenes, stating that she is his mother-in-law. He offers to help carry her bag. Paulette tries to wave him off, but he insists, seeing this as an opportunity to mend relations with his mother-in-law. As soon as he carries the bag to her apartment, Paulette shuts the door in his face. In the evening, while she is portioning out the goods, there is a knock at the door. It is Maria and Lucienne, who are worried about her. No one has seen Paulette for quite some time. She does not let them into the kitchen, lying that there is a man there. She promises to explain everything later. Intrigued, the women leave and speculate about whom Paulette might have started an affair with. Meanwhile, her business is booming, which clearly displeases the other dealers. Customers prefer dealing with Paulette, an apparently harmless old woman. The woman is pleased. For the first time in a long while, things are going the right way. At last she can pay for her phone. Later, Paulette attends a church service. Her friends are eager to find out who her mysterious suitor is. She merely replies rudely that it is none of their business. At that very moment the same man from the cemetery tries to flirt with her, but she shuts him down harshly. After the service, Paulette decides to go to confession and tells the priest what she is now involved in. Horrified, he tells her to stop immediately because it is illegal. The woman knows this, but on the other hand she now has money. She is paying off her debts and indulging herself with gifts. She is even ready to make a donation to the church. Let God get something too. As Paulette walks down the street, she is surrounded by other dealers, Pierrot and his gang, who beat and rob her as punishment for stealing their customers. The woman has no idea what she will now say to Vito, since those scoundrels stole half of the goods. To distract herself, she decides to bake a pie. Agnes once again asks her mother to look after Leo. The elderly woman is in no mood for it at all, but she is forced to agree because her daughter is working overtime. Paulette leaves her grandson in another room while she kneads dough for the pie in the kitchen. Leo finds old photographs in which his grandmother is captured in her youth. In them she is smiling and looks happy. When Paulette sees this, she becomes angry and insults the boy. Offended, he locks himself in the kitchen. Paulette pretends to be kind so that Leo will open the door, but he is hurt, and in retaliation decides to ruin her pie by adding everything he can find into the dough. Even what is hidden in a special tin box. When the boy finally opens the door, Paulette demands that he tell no one about the tin box. But Leo says that his grandmother is mean and threatens to tell his mother everything. Because of this, Paulette has a heart episode. Without hesitation Leo brings her pills and a glass of water. As soon as the woman feels better, it dawns on her that the boy despite everything has saved her life. Leo simply hugs his grandmother. Paulette's friends come over and comment on the strange taste of the pie. But it turns out that Leo added not only pepper and salt to the dough, but also the secret ingredient from the tin box. The women burst into uncontrollable laughter. Suddenly someone rings the doorbell. It is Walter, the man from the cemetery, whom Paulette's friends called. As it happens, he lives on the same floor. Of course she has no intention of opening the door for him. Thanks to Leo's prank, a brilliant plan comes to Paulette, to sell cookies infused with substances. The next morning she is woken by Usman's arrival. He is baffled as to why she slept until 2 in the afternoon. The woman simply slams the door in his face. Now Paulette no longer has to fear the other dealers, because she is merely selling sweets. Her cookies sell out instantly and are even more successful than the goods in their pure form. Vito is astonished, none of his dealers brings in that much revenue. Paulette now demands a cut not of 10, but of 30%, otherwise she will go to the competition. He agrees. She fulfills a long-held dream. She buys a huge television with 3D glasses, and not even on installments. There is no shortage of customers, her Afghan cookies are ordered in bulk. A young dealer named Rashid advises her to be careful, because Pierrot and his gang are setting her up. They envy her success. However, Vito fully backs Paulette, because no one else brings in such revenue. He even points a gun at the guys, threatening that if they try to interfere with Paulette again, they will pay for it. The elderly woman invites Pierrot and his gang over for tea, offering them a profitable deal. She will kick back 15% for every client they bring her. That way everyone stays in the black. If they keep up the clashes however, they will only suffer losses. When Paulette's friends soon come to her apartment, they are bewildered to see a crowd of people there, including young men. They demand that she explain what is going on. What is this little secret she has been keeping? Paulette could hardly have made enough money selling pastries to buy such a high-end television. In the end she has to tell them the truth. The women find the idea brilliant and gladly agree to join the business. They are already old and have lived their lives, so they have nothing to lose. The streets have grown strangely quiet, which makes Usman and his partner suspect that something is wrong. In the neighborhood, everyone is talking about Paulette's pastries. The police decide to pay her a visit. Everything looks as if she is simply selling cookies, but clearly something is going on. And why do all the dealers on the streets seem to have gone on vacation at the same time? Paulette's apartment is constantly full of people. Everyone wants to buy her unique baked goods. Spotting 2 familiar faces, Usman's partner pulls out his gun, but Usman stops him. The commotion is topped off by Walter appearing on the doorstep with a bouquet of roses. Under pressure from her friends, Paulette agrees to go on a date with him. He takes her to a Japanese restaurant, not knowing that it used to be her beer place. The staff recognize Paulette right away and sneer that the woman drops by here often, especially when she is in a cockroach mood. Vito is worried by the fact that 2 police officers have been spotted at the apartment of his top dealer. Paulette thanks Walter for a wonderful evening. He wants to take things further, but the woman turns him down, saying that perhaps next time. She feels guilty toward her late husband. The next day Paulette goes to confession again. The priest would prefer that she stop coming altogether. But the woman needs the Lord's blessing. She feels that she is changing, and that these changes are for the better. That same day Paulette visits her daughter who looks worn out. Agnes has lost her job, her relationship with her husband has grown strained. Paulette holds out a bundle of cash to her, but Agnes does not want it. Her mother was never there when Agnes needed her so badly. Paulette never once congratulated Leo on his birthday, never supported her daughter in anything. And now it is already too late. Vito is informed that his boss, Teres, wants to see Paulette. The meeting is arranged without delay. Walter, cracking open the door of his apartment, watches as the woman leaves with a man who looks respectable. She is now an authority in the neighborhood. All the dealers respect her. Paulette is finally glad to meet Teres in person, the man who runs the city's illegal business. In a month the figures have tripled, and Teres wants to know the secret. The woman says that the trick lies in changing the menu in order to broaden the clientele. Teres offers Paulette Vito's position, promising even greater success. Together they will make the money flow like a river. Teres plans to get the entire city hooked on Paulette's special baked goods, people of all ages. The woman does not particularly like this idea. On the other hand, she now has enough money to rent a fancy car and go on vacation with Leo and her friends. They check into a luxurious hotel. Leo has always wanted to see the sea. Paulette had almost forgotten how beautiful it is. The relationship between grandmother and grandson has improved. Leo tells her that as it turns out she is not evil at all. Paulette hints to the boy that they are all here in part, thanks to him. But she will tell him more later, when he grows up. The woman calls Teres and tells him that she is refusing to take part in the pastry business, declaring it disgusting. After putting Leo to bed, the women head to a casino. Gallant men flirt with them. Until dawn the women roam about, feeling as if they are 20 again and life is only just beginning. But all good things come to an end sooner or later. It is time to return. Paulette finds her apartment ransacked. Clearly Teres has no intention of letting her refusal go unpunished. Vito and his man, Momo, are already waiting for her. They have kidnapped Leo, and if Paulette does not agree to work for Teres, the boy will be harmed. But their plan is disrupted by the arrival of Usman and his partner. When Paulette takes too long to open the door, they sense that something is wrong. Seizing the moment, Vito and Momo slip away. Usman bursts into the apartment. The woman assures him that everything is fine, that there is no need to call the police. Paulette immediately asks her friends to come over. She still hopes that Vito was bluffing about the kidnapping. But then Agnes appears, looking deeply worried. She is trying to find her son, who has gone missing near the school. Paulette explains to her daughter that Leo was kidnapped by the people who supplied them with substances. Agnes is in shock, unsure how to react to what she has heard. She wants to call Usman, but Paulette stops her. If they do that, Leo could be hurt. The elderly women storm into Vito's hideout and point weapons at the men, demanding that they release Leo. Vito is forced to comply, letting the boy go. At that moment it is revealed that all the women's weapons are toys. Now it is they who are taken hostage. Paulette declares that she will never agree to sell their special sweets to the younger generation, because she herself has a grandson. Vito calls Teres, while Momo runs after Leo. Suddenly he finds himself surrounded by police officers. Naturally Agnes called her husband. The police arrest Momo, and then while Paulette distracts the men with chatter, they storm Vito's hideout and arrest everyone. Usman cannot understand how he could have been so blind and failed to notice that his mother-in-law is the city's main dealer. Paulette and her friends are sent to prison. Thousands of people in the city take to the streets, demanding that the women be freed. In the end the court gives them suspended sentences. They have become famous. It seems that travel and expensive restaurants are a thing of the past, but they had a great time. Or did they? Soon the women leave France and open a bakery in Amsterdam. Paulette has repaired her relationship with her daughter, as well as her personal life. Walter went with them. The special baked goods from their cafe are in great demand. Once Paulette could not stand immigrants, but now she has become one herself. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss more exciting new products. Also, the authors will be pleased if you leave your opinion in the comments.